First question, what makes a horror film scary for you, Will?
For me, it's all about the lighting, because for a horror film, it needs to be dark to obviously set the tone for the film. On the lighting, it can focus on one particular area of the shot, which creates that sense of mystery and intrigue.
And you, Scott?
I think if there's less CGI, it makes a better horror film. Because if there's too much CGI, it just looks weird and it's not scary. So
you can tell it's been edited too much.
Yeah, if there's less CGI, it just makes a scarier film.
I would do it. Yeah.
Alright, what about your thoughts, Tom?
I think the most important part is tension, because without it, you can sort of lose interest in the story.
Alright, next question. Where would your ideal horror story take place, Scott?
Probably in a derelict house. One where there's like broken floorboards and smashed stuff everywhere. Because it creates a lot of uncertainty, because it looks like a place which has been through some sort of danger.
Right.
Isn't there a risk that, because I know quite a few horror movies have done something similar, so is it kind of copying that in a way which can kind of take away from the atmosphere? Because if too many horror movies have been filmed in a derelict house,
You want the film to stand out.
Yeah, you don't want it to be like just a copy of.
Yeah, you can use more than one location. You could have this as one of them, because it is a good setting, and then you could also have somewhere also just quite generic, like in the woods, or you could have it somewhere completely different, like in an office.
Yeah, no, I see your point. I don't think that a derelict house is kind of.
Where would you?
It doesn't stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, I personally would do it at an abandoned hospital, because there's lots of different things that can happen in an abandoned. Yeah, an
I think
abandoned.
abandonment, I think role one for all, because I think a good place to run it is an abandoned factory with all the abandoned equipment and stuff like that.
The place just needs to be abandoned, because that isolates the characters.
Obviously, it can't be like someone's house or kind of in like a kind of an ice cream kind of factory, because that just couldn't.
As long as it isolates the characters and separates them from society and they're on their own.
Yeah,
that's
as long as the plot works for the location, I think that's all that matters for that.
Okay, what elements of the horror genre do you enjoy and why?
Well, me, I like the plot mainly, because in horror movies, the plot is just so cheesy. It's just the plot, it means so much to the film, because obviously if you have an awful plot,
People lose interest.
Exactly, there's going to be no interest, everyone's going to say it's bad, you're losing money.
Yeah.
But if you make it cheesy and like kind of deliberately bad, people can see that, and then they can take from that satisfaction, which makes the film more successful, and it can create an argument really between people saying, oh, I like this, and you can kind of debate it. So
Varies.
yeah,
it adds comedy into it as well.
Adds comedy, but not too much, because it's a horror.
Yeah.
So you've got to be scared, but it's almost kind of like a funny scared, almost, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
mix of
not really,
No,
but
I don't think so. I think something that's important in a horror film is the villain, because they're normally quite iconic in films like Jason and Freddy.
yeah.
I think you need a cool villain in your film, one who's going to stand out. I mean, if you're having just like a
You need a unique feature as well.
If it's just like a ghost or a little girl, it's just not scary anymore. They've done those so much, they're just not scary. You need
that's overkill, that.
You need something.
Sometimes you know who the character is when you haven't even watched the film.
You can identify the character straight away.
Yeah, you need a villain who's unique and stands out.
What is your favourite horror film and why, Tom?
I think Alien's got to be up there, because
It is a good film. Yeah.
like, I think everybody would agree, like most horror films are very iconic, and also the jump scares. They make you jump, like they say.
For the time, it was also very unpredictable.
Yeah, you didn't know what was going to happen next. It could go that way, or it could go completely
Especially including the sci-fi elements as well. I mean, it was extremely
it was ahead of
advanced
its
for its time.
The
wasn't
lighting
it?
and tension were also very good. It really was an isolated location, and it was almost like there was just no hope for the trapped people.
And there was definitely a very in-depth story behind it, whereas sometimes horror films are just about the scare and not about the
The
story.
good thing Alien did was, normally if a horror film has too many villains, they feel too weak. Whereas Alien, it just had the alien, it made it feel really powerful.
You concentrated.
No one battled it either, so it made it feel like it was unstoppable, and there was no way they could survive.
Well, what's your favourite horror film and why?
Well, mine's the iconic Psycho, 1960s film by Alfred Hitchcock. It's just such an enjoyable film, but one that really created the horror
Yeah,
genre.
I mean, when you watch it, it's kind of corny now, but you can see how it inspired the genre.
Yeah.
And you can see just how many films are based off of that shower scene in particular.
Yeah, that
Where she
shower
gets-
scene.
where she
It's
gets
not just about the woman that's in there, because there's nothing about it. It's just the music when she gets stabbed. It's just perfect to sum up the kind
Yeah.
of
Something
whole
like
scene. And personally, I'm not the keenest horror movie fan, but that movie, but that scene in particular, really revolutionised the genre, and just it's inspired other moments in other
Yeah,
films.
it's created a lot of other iconic scenes, like the bit in The Shining
Yeah,
where he knocks through the door and goes, "Here's Johnny."
it's Johnny. Yeah.
Yeah, that was inspired
Yeah.
by. That was definitely inspired by Psycho.
it's like all the best horror movies. They all have that iconic moment that people remember even or know about, even if they haven't seen the film.
Everyone knows about
They
this.
can
Yeah.
relate to it in some way from it. So
Yeah.
that's why Psycho for me is the best.
Last question. What do you not want to see from a horror movie? Will?
Well, for me, an overcomplicated plot. I apologise. You can get lost if the plot just doesn't make sense. When
Yeah, and if the plot's ever complicated, there's a lack of progression.
yeah,
You reach the end of the film, and it just feels like it's gone nowhere, and you're like, what
The
have they
intrigue.
accomplished?
what a horror movie has to do is keep you on the edge of your seat. That's kind of the key aspect. And if, say, a quarter of the way through, you're not on the edge of your seat, the plot is to blame. I think.
Yeah, and also
Not the editing or anything. I think the plot is the key element, and overcomplicating it really can ruin.
I
a
can
good
sort of
horror.
disagree with that, because if it's got a good plot, if there's too much CGI in a horror, it also ruins things. Because if they go overboard with CGI, or the CGI's bad and the monster or whatever doesn't look like it's there, it's just really corny.
Yeah, but
You can't take it seriously if it's just going down the hallway really awkwardly and it stands out.
I see what you mean, but CGI, that's post-production. That's all.
It's after they've done the filming.
Yeah, after they've done the filming. But if the plot isn't there to begin with, then the CGI can't really take effect. So the plot, in my eyes, is kind of higher positioned.
Didn't say it wasn't.
It's no. But
I do agree with Will. I think like we were talking about earlier with Psycho being very memorable and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's because the plot-
Psycho,
because the plot's good.
Psycho's got no CGI in it though.
Yeah,
that
no,
was the point.
But the reason Psycho is so successful and made Hitchcock kind of one of the greatest directors of all time is because the plot was there. There was a clear, structured plot. If
all
the
the
CG,
famous ones are.
all the famous ones are. Jaws has it. Psycho had it.
Alien. Yeah, but the thing about these three films is they're also iconic and they also have no CGI.
Yeah, they use things like puppets and animatronics
Exactly.
to do
Yeah, but
things.
it's-
So
I think-
CGI kind of
think-
ruins
If you
the.
want a good
yeah.
horror film, you need no CGI and a good plot. You can't really have one without the other for it to
Yeah.
be iconic and good.
No,
Well, not no
the
CGI.
Yeah,
it
but
needs to be-
CGI isn't as important.
You need the right balance.
And that's what I'm trying to say. The CGI isn't kind of.
I think what you guys.
It's not the main focus. I think that is the issue. I think overcomplicating the plot really can make the film just
the
dive bomb.
Another-
The increase of CGI isn't as big an issue, I think, as an overall.
Another problem actually with the plot is they can't have an underdeveloped plot either.
No, they
In
can't.
some of them,
You gotta have the sweet spot in the middle with good CGI, good plot. Well, CGI if you're gonna use it.
yeah. the plots
If
are-
not, then you should have like good props and
Like in
makeup.
Jaws.
Like in Jaws, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
the shark
that's
looked
what I said,
awful. Yeah, the film was great.
That's what I'm saying. The Joyce's plot's not overcomplicated, but it's not
No.
under.
It's not under kind of developed under.
If a plot's underdeveloped in a horror film, it just feels like you're watching just a load of rubbish because you get through the first 10 minutes and it's all just rubbish jump scares from that point onwards
Yeah.
and stuff which just really isn't that scary and you don't even know what's going on because there's just no plot in these bits.
No.
All right.